Fibonacci trading indicators are bullshit. There, I said it. If you're an experienced trader, you probably already know this, but it's all just hindsight over optimization. The levels get violated just as often as they hold. It's all just total noise. Don't worry though, I'm going to tell you how to think about retracements instead, and more importantly, how to build a process that actually has edge. Hi, I'm Lance Brightstein, one of Wall Street's top traders, with over $100 million in verified profit. And now I teach everything that got me here on this channel and in my trading course. Now, before we burn Mr. Poor Fibonacci at the stake, you need to first understand exactly what these are. The Fibonacci sequence was discovered by an Italian mathematician back in the 1200s. Pine cones, seashells, galaxies. The Fibonacci sequence is everywhere in nature. And somewhere along the way, traders decided, hey, if these numbers show up in nature, maybe they also show up in the stock market. So they started using these ratios, 23.6, 38.2, 50%, 61.8, to mark where prices might pull back after a big move. The only exception I will say to the Fibonacci sequence is 50%, and we will get to why I think that one specific retracement is so important later. The idea is simple. Markets trend, then retrace, then can often continue in the original direction. So traders use the Fibonacci retracements to measure from a swing high to a swing low, and those magic percentages are supposed to tell you where to buy or sell going forward. Sounds like a cheat code, right? Just buy and sell at these magic lines. But here's the problem. It's not a cheat code. It's astrology for day traders. And the same way we guys scoff at our girlfriends when they give us our daily horoscope, I scoff at traders that give me their Fibonacci retracements. Let's walk through an imaginary but typical example. Tesla goes from $200 to $300. The retail trader slaps on a fib retracement and says 38.2% retrace is $262. That's going to be support. 50% retrace is $250. That's stronger support. 61.8% retrace is $238. That's the golden pocket. So what do? They start buying. $262 gets smoked, $250 gets knifed, $238 holds for 5 minutes before puking lower. You just caught 3 knives in a row, and now you're sitting there with margin calls and a therapist bill. Now, sometimes a fib level will work. Tesla bounces perfectly at $250 and traders lose their minds. See, it works, but that's pure confirmation bias. If you throw enough random lines on a chart, one of them is going to look smart in hindsight. Our human psychology always tries to see patterns. That is the whole premise of Nassim Taleb's book, Fooled by Randomness. And in my opinion, squinting your eyes so it looks like the stock bounced right off the fib level is exactly that. Fools being fooled by randomness. Let's do a thought experiment. Flip a chart upside down and draw fib retracements. Guess what? You'll still see valid levels. That's because your brain is wired to find patterns, even when none exist. It's the same psychological trick as seeing shapes in clouds. I've looked into fibs. I've ran all sorts of backtests. No matter what I did, I was unable to find any efficacy in using them. I followed all sorts of practitioners who use them, but it always ended up being noise. The people that trick you are always retrofitting them or using them as very imprecise levels. It was all confirmation bias. Let's dive deeper into why Fibonacci retracements are complete BS. First of all, the math is arbitrary. There's nothing special about 38.2% or 61.8% when it comes to human behavior in financial markets. The market does not care about Leonardo Fibonacci. The market cares about liquidity, positioning, and psychology. Before I get into the second reason why they're bullshit, this video is part of my indicator series on YouTube, where I deep dive on indicators to use, how to use them, and obviously which ones to ignore. You can see the other ones I've covered in the Trading Indicators playlist. And if you have ones you want me to cover, drop it in the comments. The second reason why Fibonacci retracements are bullshit is charts don't consistently respect these levels with any level of precision beyond randomness. And as a result, no system allows me to capture the move with edge. As traders, the ultimate arbiter of truth is whether we can build a system around it that leads to consistent edge over the long run. Let's take this example from one of the most popular Fibonacci YouTube videos I could find. The creator discusses how these points around the 50% retracement level would be appealing shorts. And guess what? The chart ended up going lower. At first blush, all of this seems great, right? Not so fast. The wicks violate these levels multiple times. You don't know what bars will wick, or will keep going. Additionally, if I short in this specific spot, don't I get stopped out later on from that other wick? The issue here is that the creator never mentions what your entry or your stop should actually be to capture any edge. It isn't about simply knowing what might happen. You need a system that allows you to predictably profit from it in the aggregate, while also stopping you out when you are wrong. The other big issue here is, again, this chart is cherry-picked. To find true efficacy, we need to forward test a specific system of rules and find positive expected value using them over the long run. To the beginner trader, this video sounds amazing. And trust me, I don't fault so many people for thinking so. I did the same thing when I was first learning trading in college and exploring all these indicators. Every indicator I thought would be the magic bullet. But then, when it came to actually building systems with rules around these indicators, they almost never worked. So why are fib levels still so popular? Two reasons: the human desire to have some easy magical indicator, and marketing. Retail traders don't want to study thousands of charts. They want an easy tool that looks scientific, and fake gurus love selling it because it looks complex enough to fool beginners. Look at my Fibonacci strategy, only $9.97. If someone is selling you fibs, you're paying tuition for their Lambo while getting a course in reading tea leaves. All the fake gurus is actually one of the reasons I created my trading course, which teaches you the practices of the top Wall Street traders in the world, because I'm one of them. I actually respond to the trolls calling me a scammer for selling a course in this video. So what should you use instead of fibs? Let me give you the real playbook I use, which is a general framework for viewing retracements, and this also ties into why I said earlier that the 50% retracement is actually important to me. So why is that? By framing market movements around a 50% retracement, we can then have a standard to view price action against. An 80% retracement of a down move would be a strong bounce. A 20% retracement would be a very weak bounce. A stock retracing 80% of a down move would be a stronger stock, while a stock retracing 20% of a down move would be a weaker stock. Of course, at the most extreme levels, we get a 100% retracement and a 0% retracement. Both of these extremes are often huge indicators in themselves. Remember when stock markets retraced the Trump tariffs in spring of 2025 and then kept bouncing? That was a sign of strength. Similarly, for continuation plays, an 80% pullback would be a deep pullback, and a 20% pullback would be a shallow pullback. A stock that is only pulling back 20% of its breakout would be a stronger stock, while a stock that is pulling back 80% of its breakout would be a weaker stock. Same here, at the most extreme levels, we get a 100% retracement and a 0% retracement. Both of these extremes are, again, often huge indicators in themselves. Think of when GLD, the gold ETF, broke out above its multi-year range and then never looked back. That too was a sign of extreme strength. I found that rather than using Fibonacci retracements as some magical gospel, calculating levels to nonsensically precise levels, it's far more useful to just simply view price action in terms of a spectrum. You always want to be conscious of where the price action falls on that spectrum. The best part? This way of viewing price action applies to any product on any time frame and can be useful to just about any strategy. This is far more effective than trying to overinterpret ephemeral Fibonacci levels to some precise decimal. That's real analysis, that's supply and demand, and that's where edge is found. This is also why journaling and tracking matter. If you can't show me that your strategy has positive expected value over 100 plus trades, it's not a strategy, it's hopium. And if you've been trading long enough, you know hopium is the most expensive drug in the world. Let me also address the psychology here. Fibs make traders feel safe. They give you the illusion of control. But trading isn't about illusions. It's about edge, expected value, and execution. If your tool doesn't have edge, it's a crutch. So here's the takeaway. At least for me and all the tests I've done, fibs are bullshit. Stop wasting time drawing spirals and start building a real playbook. Test specific systems, track your stats, grade yourself with a daily report card, which I show you how to make in this video. That is how you improve and refine over time. Look, 95% of traders fail, not because the game is impossible, but because they waste years chasing shortcuts. Don't be that guy. Don't be the trader staring at a fib line wondering why the market didn't bounce when the internet, or Mercury being in retrograde, cough cough, told you it would. Be the trader who puts in the work, who tests their systems, and fights back against the fools being fooled by randomness. As Richard Feynman would say, the easiest person to fool is yourself. I hope this video set the record straight on how I feel about Fibonacci retracements and how I like to think about retracements instead. If you found this valuable, hit that subscribe button because we're going to be exploring all types of indicators in the future. See you in the next one.